How I balance my day and my week, because I really don't think I do it on a day-to-day basis, I do it more on a week basis, is kind of geeky. I have an Outlook calendar and I think of the week and I stare at it. I think Stephen Covey had this idea. I don't know, I didn't read the book, but the idea that you sit and look at your calendar and you reflect on it, you just stare at it. So I stare at it and I have a system where I assign chunks of time. So I don't say, oh yes, I'll do that task and then go back to my desk and add it to a task list. I go back to my desk and I literally figure out how much time I think it's going to take, and then I block out the time and I stick it on my calendar so that time is protected. And at the end of the day, I go back and I actually record what I actually did that day so that I have a log of everything that I actually did. And there's two reasons I do that. One is to sort of clear for the day, finish the day, and understand, hey, look what I got done. Good job. Let's go catch the bus. And the second reason I do that is that I have a public calendar. My entire organization can see my calendar. And I want to educate them about the role of fundraising. And I want them to see the types of things that I do and how I spend my time, because everywhere I've ever worked, people have ultimately had the question, what's the benefit of fundraising? What's this relationship stuff you do? You put on parties. I'm not sure what it is that you do. So it's almost impossible to explain it in words, and so I try and show it in any way I can. And I think of myself as an ambassador for the entire fundraising field, and I'm going to educate people one person at a time to help them understand better what fundraising's about. That balance is a matter of looking at the beginning of the day, looking at the end of the day, looking at the week. But there's one other factor, and that is that I prioritize my own satisfaction. I want to be satisfied. And I know that I'm satisfied when I'm effective, and I'm also satisfied when I'm learning, and I'm also satisfied when we're getting where we want to go. So those three things, sort of help me figure out what it is I'm going to spend my time on. But I need to be satisfied. So I might come in on a particular day and have 4 hours of a particular project that's blocked out. And I might look at my calendar and just say, ain't happening today. I am not going to spend 4 hours struggling through reorganizing my file drawer, whatever it is that I've got put on for that day. I might spend some time reading something that I need to read. I usually have a stack of Chronicles of Philanthropy that are on my desk, or I might spend a little bit of time writing something that helps me remember what it is that I'm, connects myself back to the work. And maybe that's a grant, or maybe that's a cover letter, or maybe that's something else. But sometimes it's an improvisational moment-to-moment thing where I'm thinking, I'm not going to do that project right now. I'm going to make sure that I feel good. And right now I need to feel good. And pretty much every day, every moment, every day, my objective is to feel great doing what I'm doing. And if that starts falling apart, then time to find something else to do. But so far, I feel like I'm in heaven. I just love what I do. And I have done it long enough so that I get to have some of the discretion over how I'm going about doing it. And I'm not having someone drop something on my desk and say, do this now. Although I have that quite often, but it's still my discretion, and I get to say the order of things and how I'm going to approach things. And I'm held accountable for whether they get done or not.
It can be a struggle to keep work and home separated, especially because I check my email and play on MySpace from the same computer that I'm writing really important grant applications. But it's more about planning out when you need to have certain things done, and I don't really feel like I have issues separating them, mostly because they're almost intertwined. It's not like there's a home Trisha and there's a work Trisha. There's just Trisha, and I have certain things that I have to get done, and maybe I'll get up and wash dishes, and then I'll go sit back down and finish another page of a grant application. In previous jobs, I did feel like my job took a lot away from what I was doing at home with my husband or with my friends. But at this current job, I do have to do some evening events. I I do work from home a lot, but I feel like I've achieved a pretty good balance of home life and work life. And it's also the beauty of the people that I work with that I'm able to do that because they step in when things get tough. My director is good at telling me that I need to go home and work with my family. I'm really lucky that I have a director that allows me to work from home. And like if I have 5 grant applications due in a week, then I know that I'm going to get them done a lot more working from home. And I have a schedule kind of set because I know that I'm freshest in the morning, I'm freshest in the evening. And then so I work until about noon, 1, 2 at home, and then I get to do the things that I need to do around the house, run some chores, go to the grocery store, wash dishes, spend time with my husband because he does get home from work pretty early. And then I get to spend a few hours with him, and then we have dinner, and then I do a few more hours of work. But that actually works out really well because he wants to have some alone time as well. So I feel like I've achieved a really good balance with this job.